Welcome back, my friends. Another exciting episode. Today we're going to take a look at another Jimmy Webb tune from the late 60s, By the Time I Get to Phoenix. Of course, recorded by Johnny Rivers and, of course, Glenn Campbell later on. Big hit, played on the radio all the time. And again, a very interesting tune by Jimmy Webb, who really played with some harmonies and made some very neat choices when he was creating his melodies. So let's take a look. We basically have 3 verses here, and the last verse is a little bit different ending that leads us into almost a different key. But basically, I think we can get this down pretty well if we take a look at the first verse. First of all, we're going to start off with a little intro. We're going to be playing that F major 7 chord, okay? And the rhythm we're going to give it is a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Because again, this recording is done with strings, and in order to play it on solo guitar, you want to keep that pulse moving forward. You don't want people to fall asleep, okay? So we've got to keep that pulse going on the bass, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we're going to be playing with the 3 fingers, and a lot of times we'll be playing with the 4-3-2 on the strings, okay, to get a closer harmony. Of course, we could also spread out to the 1-2-3, but that 4-3-2 gives us a nice close harmony, which will give us a nice accompaniment pattern. So we're going to start off with an intro of F major 7, okay? So now we're going to go to the G minor 7, and again, we only need 1 bar because we're playing with the 4-3-2 and the 6, and those are all notes in the G minor 7 chord. So we've got 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then we're going to just keep the same 1 finger and just go to the 5th string for our bass, and that's going to give us a C11 chord, okay? Because we've got the C, we've got the F, which is the 4 or the 11, we've got the B flat, which is the 7, and the D, which is the 9. So you've got 7, 9, 11, giving you a nice 11 chord. And we haven't moved the finger at all. We're playing G minor 7 and C11. Okay, and then back to the F major 7. Okay, and then again, this is a nice little intro. You don't have to even move the hand. Okay, now here's another way you could do the introduction. And this is kind of cool because we're getting a little sliding bass in. So we're going to go at G minor 7. And now instead of the straight C11, we're going to slide up to the C on the 8th fret, 6th string. There's your C. And underneath we're going to be playing a D minor pattern, which is actually a G minor. Okay? The G minor 7 chord with that C bass. Some people will call this again an 11 chord, C11 chord. Some people will call it a C7 sus4. Okay, whatever you want to call it, it's a cool sound. And if we put that in for our intro, it sounds a little like this. We've got the G minor 7, and then we're going to slide up to the C and go to the F7. So you see you've got a little slide there, giving you a little additional pulse. Okay, so that's another way you could do the intro. I think that second way does give it a little bit more of a pulse, a little more excitement. Again, keep this flowing forward. It's a beautiful tune, but you don't want to get stuck in some sleepy time, lack of accompaniment without the pulse. So now we get into the tune, okay? So again, we're going to go back to the G minor 7. By the time I get to Phoenix, okay? Again, the C11, and all we're doing there, we're keeping the finger exactly the same, but we're playing it with the 6-4-3-2, and then we're playing it with the 5-4-3-2. And listen to how that slight change in the bass note gives you a whole different quality of tune. So we've got, by the time I get to Phoenix, she'll be rising. Okay, back to the F major 7. Again, we repeat, and she'll find the note I left hanging on her door. Okay, all the same thing, right? 2 times repeat. Now we're going to go up to a B flat major 7, on the 6th fret. We could do it down here, but I like to play that 6th string whenever I can, especially solo, to get as much bass into the picture as I can. And it's very easy to do because you just play the F there, right? So you're just sliding up to the B flat. So now we've got, and she'll laugh when she reaches the part. Okay, F bass. So we're going B flat major 7, and then again G minor 7, and then we're going to an A minor 7. Again, not much doing with the fingers here. G minor 7, A minor 7, and then a D minor 7 bar, okay? And then we're going back to the G minor 7, and now this is where Jimmy Webb does his major 7th magic. We're going to an E flat major 7, okay? And that's the A series 8, A major 7, up on the 6th fret for the E flat major 7, and then we're going to go to a C11, okay? Or, since we're up here, we could just go with that C and that G minor 7 underneath. Okay, so we got da, okay, da, da, or we could go da, da, okay? So now we repeat this section. We've got, and she'll laugh when she reads the part that says I'm leaving, okay, in the D minor 7. 'Cause I've left that girl so many times, E flat major 7, before C11, okay, and then we're back into the second verse. Of course, you could also do it like this, so many times before. You get that little sliding bass in there. Again, this G minor 7 with the C, and this C11, very similar sounds. This one gives you a little more bass and a little higher treble, and of course you get that sliding bass, which is a nice touch, okay? But they're interchangeable in this tune. Second verse, exactly the same, I won't bore you. Now the third verse does have a little curveball at the end, so let's take a look. Okay, we're starting out the same, okay? And by the time you reach in the G minor 7, I make Oklahoma, she'll be sleeping. Okay, and then we just repeat again. She'll turn softly and call my name out loud. Now we're going up to the B flat major 7, and she'll cry just to think I really leave her. Okay, so far it's all the same, right? And now the G minor 7, time and time, I've tried C11 to tell her so. Now we're going a little different to the B flat major 7. She just didn't know, G minor 7, and now a real change to A7. I would really go, and now we're in a D major 7, okay, and then down to a C major 7. No, she just didn't know. No, she didn't know I'd go, and you just keep repeating, and fade out, and you've basically done the whole tune. As far as finger style, finger picking, to make it a little more exciting, I would make sure that I was driving that bass, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Again, it's that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 pattern, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And with the fingers, you can play them together. You can break them up a little bit if you wish at the end, and the 3 and the 4 beat. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but that's the basic chord pattern, and by putting that together, you should have something that sounds kind of like this. And we're into the tune. By the time I get to Phoenix, she'll be rising. She'll find the note I left hanging on her door. Overshot that a little bit. And she'll laugh when she reads the part that says I'm leaving. 'Cause I've left that girl so many times before. And second verse, by the time I make Albuquerque, she'll be working. She'll probably stop at lunch, Lord, and give me a call. But she'll just hear that phone, it'll keep on ringing off the wall. And that's all. Back to the E flat in the C11. By the time I make Oklahoma, she'll be sleeping. And we repeat, she'll softly turn and call my name out loud. And she'll cry just to think I really leave her. Though time and time I've tried to tell her so, she just didn't know I would really go. No, she didn't know. No, I'd really go. And you've got another tune under your belt, my friends. This is a great one. Of course, it's got to have the right crowd, a crowd that likes the old classic lyric, the thinking song, the thinking person's song. This is a great one to play when people are really listening to you. You can really make something of this. I think you'll really enjoy putting this into your repertoire. Again, Glenn Campbell made it famous. Jimmy Webb, one of the really great songwriters, doesn't get enough credit for the things he did with harmony and the different kind of verses he put together when he created his tunes. Again, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And again, if you have any recommendations of additional songs you'd like to hear played or worked out on the channel, this is what I'm here for, and I enjoy passing on this information to you. So until next time, my friends, keep on playing that guitar.